Hey guys, welcome back to Serene Bookworks, the 2019 edition. Hope you guys are doing great. I am so in love with this journal that I want to show you today. I've wanted to make one of these for quite a long time, just because I'm fascinated with the whole Louisiana thing. And Mardi Gras is like next level, you know. I really didn't know that much about Mardi Gras, and I still don't. I'm no expert, but I do know that it's a fun theme. I love this thing. So we'll get right into it. It's a little bit chunky. First of all, I got this down in Louisiana, and it's not really practical. It's beautiful, but it's also a magnet, so that will come off. And, ooh, if you like it like that, great. If not, let me just show you really quick. I did put another magnet on this photo so that it'll stick there too, just for a little cover decoration, if you'd like. So I got this fabric at Hobby Lobby. I've been collecting stuff for quite a while for this. And I ended up using some of it, and some of it I didn't use on this one. So we'll just have to see, right? And this little tassel was part of an earring. I don't know where I got this little thing, but I put it on there. This, I think, was like a scrapbook type purchase. I don't know. This one, the words here, and I'm probably really screwing them up because I can read French better than I can speak it. Laissez les bon temps rouler, which means let the good times roll, and that's kind of the little rule that they have down there during Mardi Gras. And I made this cool little tassel with some extra ribbons that I had and some earring parts, some extra little bead trim that I had. Just super fun, super fun. And all of this can come off if you don't like any of this. All of that can come off. And the back is fairly plain for writing purposes. And I kind of hope that this would be, you know, for someone who needed to write or document about their fun Mardi Gras experience. So there's a bunch of little tags in here. And then what I've also done is include little tidbits about Mardi Gras. For example, this one, the Crew of Muses, which it was the first all-girl crew, spectators can look for rare bedazzled shoes. You know how everybody throws stuff off of the float? And each float is manned by a crew, K-R-E-W-E, and they all throw fun things. So the Muses throw bedazzled shoes. I've seen some of them online and they're gorgeous. You only get one shoe, but whatever. So I had fun using that Tim Holtz paper in here. And this is a sticker that I got from April a while ago, just because it's almost always just sunny and wonderful down there. When I was down there a few weeks ago, it got a little cold, but that's okay. This is an old copy of a map of the city of New Orleans. And the history down there is really fascinating. I really enjoy it. And so I kind of tried to incorporate some of that here too. This I got from Shayna in some like Christmas mail or Happy Mail or something, but I like the crown because of the there's always a king of Mardi Gras called the Rex. And that's just a little collage page I did, and there's some texture right here I know you can't see it. And just some scraps that I used here. A little bit of washi. Here's another fun little crew. Let me turn this around. They're a steampunk crew, obviously, called the Crew of Airship Pirates. I really want to see that. And again, I just did a little collaging and such here. This is an envelope. There's some shaker on this side with a little journaling card in there. And I think that's the only thing I stuck in there. Yes. And I went and I found older posters and such, like, you know, things like that on Pinterest, because, you know, they really are above and beyond. And this, you saw me, hopefully, if you watched, when I was showing how to print on different things. This is obviously scrapbook paper. And I was just showing that, you know, a lot of times it's white on one side, so jazz it up. I had a lot of fun making this one, that's for sure. Here's another fun little thing. Anyone can attend a parade, but scoring an invite to an elaborate Mardi Gras ball is much more exclusive. And not just New Orleans has these parades. Where my daughter lives, it's outside of New Orleans about an hour or so, and they have their own little Mardi Gras parade. Excuse me, and I was down there and I caught yet another cold. I put these in because they hearkened me to all of the scenery down there. There's the greenery, the trees. It's just wonderful. I really enjoy it. This is a cool little flip up, and this kind of reminded me of like some of the voodoo that's associated with New Orleans. And I cannot remember who gave me this gorgeous sequined piece here, but I love it, and it's excessive, and I thought perfect for this book. Some journaling cards. This is another envelope that I just made into a tuck spot here. And so there's a lot of little French things in here that you'll see. New Orleans has a great Spanish and French history. That's some packaging that I got off of something. I don't know what, but turned it into a little card. This is some origami paper. And using some little scraps. This is packaging as well. And on some of this, you can't really tell, but I did a lot of stamping and such to make it look, you know, old verdigris kind of thing. It's very subtle, but it's there. And here's the other side of that copy of the map. And I can't remember exactly how old that map is. I need to take a drink of water. They have a website that has all these historical documents. And it's awesome because you could go on there and print out replicas for free. It's awesome. There's the Mystic Crew. There's their symbol. And that's supposedly from 1877. This is some more of the fabric that I made into a pocket. And this is my sad attempt at a folding envelope. Not just for Mardi Gras, but for several things. They used to write on paper and then fold it into an envelope. You know, why waste paper by having a separate envelope? So I kind of looked around. This one was one of the easiest ones that I found. And now I can't remember exactly how it went. Oh, there we go. So this was my kind of sad attempt at making a folded envelope. You don't want to see me messing with that, so I'll fold that back up later. Okay. There's some Tim Holtz paper that kind of represented the music that they have down there. It's a great music place. There's some more origami paper. I had some French stamps that I believe were from Shayna. So I just made a couple of little envelopes here. This, I just thought that reminded me of like a parade route. No, their streets do not look like that, but I just thought that was so cute because it looks like the parade route, or maybe even the Mississippi River down there, which is an awesome place to go, by the way. Here's another little fun fact about one of the crews down there. Painted coconuts are the big prize at the Zulu Social Aid Crew. That's something else. The crews don't just do this for fun. They have fundraisers and such throughout the year. And you know, they all pick someone or an organization to benefit. Excuse me. And so yeah, they're not just there for throwing beads. This, I got a like a 1970 something old, I think it was like Best in Show for Quarter Horse or something. And this was one of the ribbons on it. So I cut it off and just made it into a ruffle. Oh, there are going to be so many edits in this thing. Anyway, my Secret Santa, Jen, at Lipstick Legion Crafts, got me a cool frame maker for Christmas, which I have been using, and I printed on this paper, but you know, it still needed a little something something, so I made a frame, stamped it and embossed it. I thought that was pretty cool. And this I got at an antique store during one of our little shopping expeditions, and I thought, gosh, what am I ever going to use that for? Ding, here it is. That's just some scraps. There is a really cool picture of one of the first royalties that they could take pictures of down there. There's always a king and queen. They call him the Rex, of course. This is actually an old t-shirt that I got at a thrift store down in Louisiana. So I cut that up, and this, we'll see if we can get this in frame here. This pops up. All I had were white pearls, so I distress inked them to make them different colors. There's a journal card in here, and one of the rules, and I don't know if they still do it or not, but everyone on the float must wear a mask or paint their face. The reason they started doing that years ago was to encourage people from different social classes to talk with others, you know, mingle. So, you know, you didn't know if you were, you know, some rich guy, if you were talking to some, you know, poor guy on the street or vice versa. Everyone was just friendly. Everyone was having a good time because it was Mardi Gras. And this also flips up. One thing that I really didn't know until I started doing this was that Mardi Gras is not like the same weekend every year or anything like that. Oh, this is just some history here. The Mystic crew of Comus was the first to have floats, but they were about 60 miles outside of New Orleans in 1856. The crew of Rex, and Rex is the king, was the first type of parade that of cruise that we see today. A little fun fact there from their website. And here's some more poster work and such that you'll see down there. There's the other side of that Timmy paper. But yeah, the Mardi Gras marks the beginning of Lent. And as you know, Lent leads up to Easter. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Easter is never the same day either from year to year. So that's why it changes. In here, it's just a little fun envelope that I made. There's a journal card and some extra washi so that you can decorate your book. These are fun. I printed these on like glitter paper so you could kind of see the shine there. And this is some embossing that I did on that Tim Holtz metallic paper. This was white, and I used my distress spray to turn it into purple. Haha. There's some music paper that I printed on in a previous video. This, I cannot remember where I got this cool envelope, but I really like it. And there's a little journal card in here. If I could get it out, I'd show you. There you go. And that is some scrap music paper that I had printed on, and this is a really thin wooden die cut that I painted and embossed and did all that fun stuff with. The embossing, the verdigris, just reminds me of all the scroll work and everything that you can see down there. This is just in French, so that's why I added that. But there's a little crown there for the Rex. And here is a card about Rex. He's the king of the carnival. And yeah, every year somebody else is chosen. It's quite the honor to be the Rex. I had a lot of fun doing just some little mixed media type things here. This is another really cool Tim Holtz embossing folder, and I used his metallic paper, and there's a king and a crown right there. I don't know if you can see it very well. And then I put some metallic paste on there to maybe tone it down a little bit. I don't know if it did or not. And then we have just some tags back here. Just some fun little things. Some scraps here. This is a bag that I made a purchase in a store in New Orleans not too long ago. And this was actually the bag that came in. So we've got some tags in here. This is just a personal photo that I happened to take of the French Quarter on one of my trips down there. And I was doing some fun with embossing here. That's like the only stamp that I have, and I didn't want to put it everywhere. So I didn't really do any more stamping in here, really. And you saw that in a video. Printing on different papers. And what was I doing? I think I was talking to my mom on the phone, and I made this little tassel. There's some more old posters and artwork. And I don't know if I said, this is 3 signatures. This is the middle of the last signature here. Just some embossing here for fun. Here's the other side of that bag. Here is a gorgeous queen, I think in the 20s. She's pretty. And just some pictures here. This, I believe, I showed this before in one of my videos. It did not emboss perfectly down here, which, you know, whatever, don't care. So I layered it onto some old book page, which I stamped, grunged up a little bit, embossed. Here's another piece of that championship ribbon thing that I got from Jen. And then I just layered on, this is a scarf, this is just some scraps, this is a scrapbook sticker, just for fun. There we go. This is another fun page, I think. I made that, I think last night, or the day before. Just having fun. Oh, king cakes. If you guys have never had a king cake, go ahead and try it, but it's not really my favorite thing. It's kind of like a coffee cake slash cinnamon roll cake with a sugar icing on it. And each king cake has a tiny plastic baby inside. Yes. Tradition says that if you find it inside your slice of cake, you will be bringing the king cake next year. Okay. So this is like a little tag that is just sewn on here. Little fun page there. There's the rest of that antique trim. Music page. There's just a fun little card here. Some more printing on the music page. Some more trim that I dyed. Fun, fun. This is some lace that I've had for a little while. I can't quite recall where I got it, but it may have been in Louisiana. And the last little fun fact we have here is that Mardi Gras has only been canceled a couple of times, such as during the 2 World Wars, and then they had an outbreak of yellow fever in the 1870s. Other than that, they're like, you know, the post office, neither wind nor sleet nor hail or what have you. There's always a Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is, you know, excessive. It's fun. It's more, there's more to it than that. I tried to get some of that feel in this because it's such a rich tradition, and the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, I gotta go down there and just see one of these awesome parades, because yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it, you know. I know a lot of people are like, oh, we know what you gotta do to get those beads thrown at you. In a different, yeah, but there's, like I said, there's so much more that goes into it. The crews that run these, they do so much community service. They're so wonderful about giving back, and I think that is just wonderful. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, this is just, I love this so much, and it's not even that bulky. Look at that. So this will be up in my Etsy shop. I will leave a link below. You guys all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!